Yo, can you guys hear me? StreamYard wasn't letting me in to the studio, saying that there's higher traffic than expected. Um, but I also know that it is super fucking early over there in the United States. I got about an hour drive ahead of me here, so I figured I would go live. I think I got this set up on my fucking. Oh God. One second. I got this set up on my steering wheel, so I was going to turn my camera on, show you guys that. Settings. I'm on my phone, driving. So bear with me. Cam. Bada bing, bada boom. Let me see if I can turn this sideways. Click, 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 click. One more click. Oh, shit. Yeah? Look all right? Can't really see chat that well. Let me get the cruise control going here. Can you guys see my little augmented reality thing there? Hopefully. Docs my directions. Yeah, I am driving. One of the few times had to go to the notary down in South Holland. So, oh yeah, nice. You guys can see my little augmented reality. Believe it or not, this is a Kia. Yes, I said that correctly. It is a Kia. So, no, I'm in Holland. You can see by the license plates. Probably coming up here. The car, don't worry, people. The car pretty much drives itself. It's got corrective steering. You can see it on the augmented reality. See the little, you can't see the augmented reality when there's a car in front of me, but you'll see it up here. Adaptive cruise control. Um, is that fucking, is that fucking, what's his name? Yeah, I think that's what's his name. We don't let boxers in here. Sorry, pal. Um, so, anyways, people, I got about an hour long drive. Let me turn this AC down a bit because it's a bit loud. Hopefully, you guys can hear me okay. Um, yeah, just doing some driving. Had to go to see the notary. Big old pain in my ass. It was like fucking 2 hours. Got bored. So here we are in a Raytarded drive stream. Don't worry, we are not going to be crashing out here like everyone else. Heavy crashers, heavy crashing going on lately. Um, but we won't be doing that here. Let me make sure my audio is on my AirPod. Hold on. Oh yeah, it is. All right, so you guys should be able to hear me. All right. I mean, granted, it is in the car, so I'm sure that sucks. But yeah, you guys will see a little bit of the Dutch countryside here. Maybe go over some topics. Lots of crashing out going on lately. Lots of I don't even know what you want to call it. Um, Soapbox fucking grandstanding. It's kind of wild to see, to tell you the truth. Um, I shouldn't say it's wild to see. I mean, it's just fucking typical, but you know, um, that's what creates a good drama community. Am I right? Is people twisting shit and just representing stuff. And then, you got the ghetto side of it of like calling everyone, you bag of dicks and you fucking, eat my cocks and all the shit talking. Yeah, I'll say that's a funny part. Obviously, Nunya's gonna get brought up in this stream, so we might as well just start off with it, huh? Um, she's got that new guy. whoever the fucking that fucking limey is. Uh, she was playing something the other day about any fucking Cox, just ban them, dude. I told you, Cox. We're not letting vouchers in here. Um, with that limey guy up there, and I guess that's her new co-host because what's his name? Fucking Tiny's gone MIA. Once Tiny saw those fucking leaks coming out, he has been gone. He like put out the APB on Tiny because he is gonzo. So now it's this new limey guy, but then it's funny, she's like playing this old clip of her fucking spurging out all gangster style. And he goes, "Who's that? Who's that?" And she's like, "Oh, that's me." And she's like, "Oh, you talk all ghetto like that." Yeah, yeah, that's how I talk. That's how I talk. Like, no, you're trying way too hard. And that was extremely cringe for that guy to catch on to it too. I just doxed that tunnel. I fucking doxed that tunnel. Um, but hello, people. We can, while we're in the tunnel here, we can do some. Now you guys can see the augmented reality. You see it up there? See it? It's showing my like directions. Um, but yeah, so got Nunya crashing out. We got NTF crashing out. Um, we got what else? Oh, we got Be Kind crashing out. Um, holy shit, you know. Be Kind's gonna pull up on me with Nunya, apparently. Um, so I guess I'm looking forward to that. Apparently Be Kind was very upset that I didn't respond to her like novel that she wrote me on that post of Damone's with the Zuzu story. Um, so yeah, I don't really get it. And then we cannot forget about Sam Clinton. Sam Clinton has been he crashed the fuck out. Holy shit, did that dude crash out? Holy shit, does that guy? Can I just say really quick that guy, his values, his sentiment towards people changes like the fucking wind. Like the wind. The dude used to hate Damone. Then he was back with Damone. And then the Zuzu stuff happens. Now he hates Damone again. And I gotta say, I find it very fucking interesting, Sam. Very interesting. Extremely interesting. This is where I think you're a bit of a scumbag, you know? Like, I think a bit of it, and you've admitted this about like how it's just, you do things for clout. You even admitted to the Tommy thing that you were like, yeah, I definitely did that for a bit of clout, ego boost, yada yada yada. Good on you, right? For being transparent. We love you. Um, but I was interested to see how Sam was going to react to uh the whole Zuzu thing with his, survivors network thing. And oddly enough, Sam being, so morally grounded and value oriented, that he felt it necessary to go onto, of all people's panels, Nunya's panel, Nunya's, to give his 2 cents regarding the Zuzu situation. Fucking, hold on, turn on cruise control again. Um, and he was spurring about doing it. And I just find it very interesting. This is where I think he's a bit of a scumbag, is that he didn't, he neglected to ask Nunya about the child that is accusing PHI's son. What Nunya thought about that. It's just strange that slipped his mind, right? You would think that would be a fitting time to kind of call a spade and to make a bit of a, a, a reference, or connection to those two about who to believe and who not to believe, or who to question and who not to question. But no, Sam didn't do that. Sam wanted to talk about me and his disdain for anyone that doesn't speak with an American accent. because we all know here that if you don't speak with an American accent, you are hands down, without question, from England. That's what that means. You're from England. You come from Great Britain and you're pompous because you speak differently. That's Sam's worldview. So yeah, I gotta say that I just find it, that's where I think a little bit of a grandstanding and virtue signaling bullshit that comes with his whole survivors network shit. I think it's bullshit. I do. He goes up there, he spurgs about this using stuff, not to question anything. Yet, he wants to be on the side with the normal people about DHI's son, and and then grandstand about the Zuzu stuff. And listen, no one's, I don't, at least I can speak for myself, but I'm not attacking Zuzu. Um, I think that if anything, it goes. It's actually a good reference back to uh, Sam and his survivors network. Is like, dude, those things are touchy fucking things, and people can be in certain mental states of which they truly believe something, right? And I'm sure she does believe that all of that happened, right? I'm sure she does. Um, but really, that story isn't for YouTube. It should have been shut down right from the jump. And you can be upset with me for talking about it or Damone for posting it, but it wasn't shut down, right? Um, and really, personally, I think the last two people that should be speaking on it are people that are not professionals, right? Like people that are professionals that do this, right? That have experience and I'm not a big like degree simp, but like yeah, they have degrees in dealing with issues like this and psychology. Sam, you don't, pal, you don't. Like it even makes me question like the whole like it actually brings the question of like the whole your whole survivors network in the first place. Because like in situations like this, should you really be the one that's advocating for someone to potentially hurt themselves, right? By going down this rabbit hole of like delusion, right? Like that's really where people should be seeking professional help. And it shouldn't be, those stories shouldn't come out on the foundation of a shit post drag stream. You know what I mean? Like that's what that was. It was a shit post drag stream. And then you choose to make your fucking judgment on what? On a shit post drag stream. It's just like, no, you're not very, no one's very professional here. Fuck. If you see my augmented reality, I missed my fucking turn because I'm yapping. It's a yap stream. So yeah, so that's the main thing I'm going to say about that is that no one, I don't think anyone is, at least I haven't seen, and like I haven't even seen people like making like offhanded jokes, right? It's more so just like there's a lot of things within that story that just don't add up, right? No one's arguing that like, okay, biologically, um, can can that happen to a 9-year-old? Sure, it's extremely rare, right? Extremely rare, right? And for that to happen in that situation, um, it is extremely rare. And for that story to come out on that panel in that context, I think people are gonna, have questions, right? It's just the nature of where it was released and how it was released. Um, and it is what it is, right? To have this mentality that it's like don't question anything, right? Is just I'm sorry. Um, I just can't get on board with that. I understand that it's a touchy subject, and I do completely believe that. I'm sure Zuzu has had trauma in her past, but I think she needs to talk to a professional and not to fucking Nunya and a bunch of people in Slack. It's just the fucking facts of the matter. So, and then yeah, just getting gassed up in that. Like, you need to go speak with the right people about that. I'm not really sure what else. Let me see. Yeah, and so like as we, oh, I gotta make sure. So as we're like, so just to go through those things, like that's what I'm saying. It's just like, obviously with I think with most stories, no one's gonna question things, right? When the story kind of falls off the rails like that, people are gonna have questions. I don't think people are like, you fucking liar. But I think people are like, hey, you may be misremembering things, misrepresenting things, and probably not even in a malicious manner, right? Probably not even in a manner to where it's like, I'm doing this for clout, right? But but to kind of just support that blindly, I think is wrong. It's wrong. Oh, here we go. We got Sam in chat. Let me read this while we're going to this. So I'm sure she had trauma, but don't believe her. She's a great liar. Nah, yeah, that's what I'm saying around. Like, let's exacerbate this to the point to where it makes him sound like he's a total asshole. It's like, no, dude, just logistically speaking, somebody walking into a fucking hospital, which she said in the comments that she remembers it as a hospital, right? And with two fucking uh two fucking babysitters, right? For no one to see this for like so the babysitters were babysitting for 9 months, right? It's just like and you guys are the ones that are making it worse by like having to justify like why we're having the questions. More so just be like rip the fucking right when she starts talking about that. Clearly you guys have been talking in the background about it. Stop the panel right there and handle it that way. Don't just be like, anyone that questions this is calling you a liar and is a fucking evil person. No, bro. No. Just it's a load of shit. It's fucking grandstanding bullshit. And even Nunya's getting now. Nunya's the one the one telling the story, and she's getting a bunch of fucking things wrong based on what Zuzu said in her own story. What does she say? Yeah, she yesterday when I was in chat and I was asking her questions, I was like, what kind of hospital does that? And then says call your mother, and she's like, she didn't even have a fucking mother, and it's like, dude, she's the one who said the hospital that she needs to call her mother, right? So what are you talking about, Nunya? That's what she said. You guys like this? Hopefully they're not getting sick. Um, so it's just wild to me. Like Sam to go up on Nunya's the Spurg like that. How people shift around here based on like who their enemies are. I get like how do I want to say fucking dude, cops, you see this cop on the left? They always do that. That guy actually had a siren on, but typically they don't have their siren on. They just drive around with the lights on. It's fucking weird. Um, but you know, what was I sorry, my point here is that sorry, I'm gonna make a U-turn really quick here. Is that sorry, it's tough to think. Here we go, here's this light. We're good. Hold on. So sorry. Like I said, like she's the one who made the comment about like, you have call your mom, and she's like, I don't even remember if I did call my mom or not, right? So these are the things people are gonna discuss, right? Like, how does a 9-year-old go to full term? Sure, we've heard of stories of teenagers being pregnant and that not even being um them not even knowing that, right? I get that. This is illegal. This is illegal. I'm doing it. You, you. Could you guys see my cack? Um, is God damn it! I lost my train of thought. Um, oh yeah, like we understand that. Yeah, there's been certain teenagers being pregnant, not even knowing it, or people didn't notice, right? But you're talking about a 9-year-old child, right? So I don't really want to talk about it much more. Um, I think Sam's grandstanding. He used the opportunity, and that's what I think is pretty disgusting about it. I think people are like using the opportunity. I think Nunya used the opportunity. I think Sam used the opportunity. When it's really like, lady, um, there's probably a lot that you're dealing with, and you should go talk to the right people. Us, these people you don't know. I don't care how long you've been in a fucking server with them or whatever. No, not this one. Sorry, I almost fucked that up. The guy behind me just gave me the middle finger. Now that is a international sign, right? Everyone knows how to give the finger. All right, hold on. I got to make sure I'm doing this right. Just give me 2 seconds and I'll get back on track here. So yeah, has Sam said anything else? I'm just really surprised. I'm like, I thought he would take a more professional approach at it of like, you know, um, I see where people have questions, right? I see where there can be tension related to that. Um, I think clearly this woman has gone through a lot, and it's probably not the best to, you know, I hate to, for lack of better terms, like gas her up into going further down that rabbit hole. Maybe go speak with a professional and find out what's going on. Because even herself, she said, and this is where then you guys need to, none of you need to say that he's evil and a vile person. Is she even said that her boyfriend thinks she's psychotic? He said that herself, dude. Okay. Um, and just like, and then he was like, when I was in chat asking her about it in her chat, she's like, asked her about, I made a comment about the receipts, right? Like, why would you want to go look for receipts? Why would you think you need that, right? And she's the story kind of being crazy, and I'm skeptical on it. You're just perceiving it in this way that is beneficial to what you are arguing. Sorry, I think I might have lost you guys in the tunnel. Amsterdam, Amsterdam, Amsterdam. The A4. We're going up the A4 here. Did I lose service there for a bit? All right, we're almost back on track. Last thing I want to say about it too is that um and this is where I'm just saying, like, it is disgusting. Is like Nunya again brought it back up to like the NTF thing, which furthers my point of like the context of when the story was told in the shitpost NTF drag, right? And she's like, NTF, she's like, it wasn't NTF, it was Big Moose that was fucking, it was Big Moose that triggered it, which can't be the case because Big Moose made the fucking miscarriage comment maybe a month ago. Zuzu said these memories came back 3+ months ago. That's what she said, right? So again, it's like Nunya could then take the story, twist it to where it's like, no, it was Big Moose. When it's like, well, how can that happen when Big Moose made the comment? You know what I mean? After the memory started coming back, it just makes no sense. We'll leave it at that. We'll fucking leave it at that. It just, for fuck's sake. Um, what else do we got going on in the community? We got the NTF situation. It sounds like she deleted or hid her channel. Not really sure. I don't know. Um, something about some like needles or something like that. I don't know enough about that shit. I actually just how vanilla I am about that shit. I actually just came to find out that banging means to like shoot up. I had no idea. So like just to clarify people that I didn't know that I needed to clarify this, maybe I don't. But when I'm saying like so oh, I didn't know so and so was still banging, I meant like, kind of like a funny, PG way of saying like having sex. Like, oh, I thought they were banging each other. I did not mean like banging drugs into their arm. I just found out that that's a thing. Like, I just thought that meant like shooting up. Um, but apparently banging means shooting up. And apparently you can, I'm not really sure. I don't really understand the logistics around like the chemistry around this, but apparently you can also, um, you can smoke it and bang it. You can bang it and smoke it. I don't really know how does that work? Because if you can smoke it, then it doesn't have to be a solid. So then how do you like what do you how do, is that the spoon thing? Is that like what you do the spoon and you get the spoon like heated up and you turn the solid into a liquid? I think that's probably would be my assumption. Um no, I'm going 110 kilometers per hour, people. Sorry, I'll I'll start to read chat here once I get out of right now I'm in like Rotterdam. That's why you see me going through all these tunnels. It's all Dutch engineering over here. This is a quick tunnel, but we're going under water because I'm near all the ports. I'll start reading from chat here. Oh, Strawn foil, dude! I saw a guy doing that. When I went back to Denver, I had to go all the way down south in Centennial. My buddy moved down there, and I didn't want to drive because we were drinking. And this was not the last time. This is the time before I went back. And so I took the fucking light rail down there, right? Jesus. Um, I took the fucking light rail down there. Look at these people on the left. Look at these people on the left. These are just an old couple just riding their bikes on the fucking freeway. You see this? This is Holland, people. This is Holland. That's two old people just riding their bikes. Wild. Um, is I support TBS in here? Hey, honey. Um, I make myself giggle. What was I just talking about? I'm fucking it's tough driving and doing this, I gotta say. Oh, the foil, the fucking foil, yeah, dude. So I got on the fucking light rail in Denver, at like Meow Wolf. I was like near Meow Wolf, if you guys know what that is, and got on there. And yeah, there was some guy that was like had this piece of tinfoil that he had a lighter under. But he was smoking it then. So that makes no sense. He had like a pen, like a cap to a pen, and he was like lighting the fucking tinfoil on fire. And then he was like, I don't know. I walked away because it didn't smell good. I'll tell you that much. It did not smell good. So I don't know. Somebody could maybe tell me I don't know what that means. I guess I could, can you drop the link in? Can I drop the link in here? I don't know if I can. Smoking oxys. No one smokes oxys. Like, you mean like the painkiller? Bro, no. Dude, that's wild. No one smokes oxys, do they? Dude, that's wild, bro. What does that do to you? Doesn't it just taste like a pill? Doesn't it just taste like a how does it what the fuck, dude? Who found that out? That's the biggest who found that out? Who was like, yo, yo, I'm gonna smoke this. Dude, that's wild. Bro, that's wild, dude. That's crazy. That's crazy. It gets you fucked up, dude. That's crazy. I bet it's the tinfoil that's getting you fucked up, and you're just wasting a painkiller. But really, it's like, how did that happen? Did somebody, they were just jonesing? They were like, let's light this fucking hill on fire and see what happens. That would be, that would be so, I don't know, dude. All right. Well, you learn something new every day. Um, oh, so that's what we got in that story. I don't know why it's so hot or so cold in this car. Is oh, there's a big Dodge Ram. Oh yeah, it was the syringe situation. I don't know anything about syringes. I am fucking terrified of fucking needles. Terrified. I swear to God, I've had to get surgery multiple times. I've snapped my ankle in half. I broke my elbow. Snapped my ankle twice. I had a hernia. Um, I think that's about it. Surgery. Yeah, I think that's it. But when it's IV time, even in my 30s, I am a bitch, a big old bitch. It is a whole process. It takes me, yeah, yeah, like I have to, like, I tell them, I freak out, and I'm like, I don't want to do this. I'm gonna have to look away. Um, and I do. Whoever's messaging me or adding me, do I need to go look at that? Is it important that I go look at that? 'Cause it's gonna kick me out of StreamYard. At me again, saying yes or no. Um, because obviously I'm driving 110 kilometers per hour over here. Big old Dodge Ram behind me. Um, yeah, somebody drop my Cash App, bro. Somebody drop my Cash App. Pay me, bitches. I'm gonna monetize this. Um, and yes, I am a big old bitch, dude. I am a big old bitch. Because you know what? I really like those. Um, I really like those. I really like those fucking IV things. They're really expensive in Holland. But in the States, the IV drip, like the hydration things. My friend took me to one of them once. Again, I was fucking petrified, but it was amazing how much it takes over your hangover. But I wish I could do that regularly. Oh shit, this lane's gonna end. But I just wouldn't be able to because it's just too much of did shit with kids, like medication and food and stuff like that with a syringe. I had no idea. There was a few times that my dog had like this infection, and I I think I was putting antibiotics like in his mouth with a little syringe like that. But aside from that, I don't know anything about syringes. I use them for cooking from time to time. I used to use them when I grew weed. Um, for measuring out micronutrients. That was back when I would build single element fertilizers. So you like build your own fertilizer, like with all single elements. It's very nerdy. And in that case, you need to build your own micronutrients, which are in as they suggest. It's actually micronutrients don't mean like smaller amounts, but it's a lot of nutrients in small concentrations. I'm going off on a tangent. You guys probably don't give a fuck. I should drop that subject. Um, yeah, the drinking water thing. Speaking of, I drink lots of water. That's some there, which you guys just heard. What other what other news do we have here? You guys want to see if I can drop the link? Let me put the cruise control back on so I don't fucking rear end this jabron. All right. Oh, look at it. Oh, look, it stays stinky. Okay. But I can't type in chat. Why won't it let me type in chat? It lets me do this. Where do I go to type in chat? Hold on, I got to speed up on the cruise control and some guys on my ass. Should I just leave here really quick and go drop it in the server and then the boys can drop it? Because I don't see how I'm supposed to. There's no way for me to comment. Oh, maybe it's more. Oh, post comment. I got you. More post comment. Oh, shit. See, this car is smart though. I'm like drifting out of lane and the steering wheels. That's why this is totally chill. Just relax. Just chill out. Done. Chat. Boom. Did it post as the link? Pull up, Dunya. You cake ass bitch. Ha! You cake ass bitch ass hoe ass. You brute vile piece of shit. Ah! Pull up. Star comment. I don't know if that pins it or not. Probably not. Ah! Cake ass motherfuckers. Ah! Um. So what other drama we got going on? Is it pinned? I don't know if it's pinned. People. How much more time do I got? God damn it! I got like 15 minutes still. This is that missing that turn really kind of fucked me. Um, what other stuff got going on? You guys elected Trump over there. Proud of you. Um, not really much talk about that. Oh, it's not pinned. Well, like just keep posting it, bro. Yeah, just keep posting it. No, dude. No, I'm not that much of an idiot. Like I know drug culture a little bit, just like rich white people drug culture. You know what I mean? There's no way. But it was funny. Um, TBS thoughts on Cam's attempt to return. Oh shit! Sorry, Telly. Perfect. I got a friend. And
How are you?
oh, nice. I didn't have to monologue anymore. That was much better.
I was just looking at that flat land that you're living in there, mate. Looks pretty fucking boring, doesn't it?
It's kind of crazy, huh?
Yeah.
It
Is
is
that is that
very flat.
is that all reclaimed land? Is it, or is it?
Yeah, yeah. I should post this on my community page. I just saw it the other day of a picture. If there's a difference between the man-made like dredged land that we have in Holland, but
Yeah.
then I saw a new geographic that was like um, based on if Holland didn't have any canals, and it
Yeah.
was
Right.
like it was just pretty much all water, like all the way over to Utrecht. It would just be water. It would just be ocean.
Fucking wild, isn't it?
It's kind of crazy. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Well, I'm glad you went live. I was going to go and fill the gap, but I was just a bit concerned that there was fucking nothing was going to be happening for the next few days until NTF makes her return somehow.
Oh, I'm sure she will. And I was concerned as well, just because it's funny because I feel like there's a lot of people that have this whole side mentality, right? And I think they feel like like MTF's the leader
Mm.
of the other side, and they're like, oh, if MTF's done streaming, then we won. And it's like, uh, if that's
That's
what you
it.
guys want to feel like,
Don't want to
go
don't want to
ahead.
lose people. Don't want to lose people to drifting to the other side.
I mean, I have
Um,
always said that if people just want a place to chat, you know what I mean?
yeah, definitely,
But
definitely,
some of the
mate.
stuff I think is super difficult to and I'm biased here. I'm sure you're biased as well too. But like, just some of the shit that Nunya sells to her people,
Oh, it's fucking unbelievable.
it blows my mind, man. It just kind of blows. I just don't understand if it's um Like if in the back of their head they're like, I know that's fucking bullshit, or if
They
it's
must
just 100.
do.
percent
They must do. And I was listening. I can't listen to a lot of her, but I was sort of in and out the other day, and I was listening to Twisting and trying to take the moral high ground over that fucking Zuzu thing, and paint yourself and Bick and me and FCC as being these fucking I don't know, purveyors of fucking evil. It was fucking hilarious, the twists that she was coming up with, and then trying to dig up old dirt, and
I
it's just
know the other. I know. I think you're the one who made the first point of like her. Dude, it's so funny too because, and these are things that I don't really have recorded and stuff like that because I just would never thought of. But like, it's like, come on, like you didn't like roast NTF or like know about the whole NTF thing of like how she came in, right? Like you didn't know about
yeah,
that, and now you're just
yeah,
remembering it, right? And then
yeah,
you have to remember the part that I mean about like not recording is like you got to remember that those both PHI and Nunya were like there were a couple different arcs where they hated
yeah.
NTF and then started coming in her chat and were chill with her, right? And it's like, does everyone just forget about those? You know what I mean?
I wasn't paying attention to that. We weren't paying attention, and now we're paying attention. It's like, yeah, fuck off. It's just how fucking selectively convenient. There's a few things that I
Yes,
could fucking
exactly.
pay attention to. That bring up some old things that now I'm paying attention to because of the way some people have been acting in chats and so on. But and yeah, I missed what you were saying about Sam. You had a bit of a dig at Sam, did you, earlier?
I just thought that it was really, I thought it was really, again, I'm a big kind of like context, you know, place and time. And I think you even said this when you started your channel. Like, I think it's nice to have somewhere where you can go express your opinions or,
Yeah,
self, right? And I just find it extremely surprising, not necessarily Sam's take, but the fact that he went up there to Nunez of all peoples, right?
mm,
Was
mm.
extremely, he clearly wasn't level headed about it. He was extremely
Oh, no.
emotional about it, right?
Yeah,
And, and, and then, doesn't really relate it back to things that are
anything.
directly going on. Yes,
No,
to anything, right? It was
you
just, it's
missed. You
just more
missed.
so just like this blanket statement of believe everything and anything. And it's like, I
Yeah,
just personally, and and I'll be honest with you, Telly, this is probably Dunya would do this, but she would not say it's a reach. She would actually lay it on like it's the truth. But it actually somewhat worries me for potentially people that do go tell their stories, that it's like, does it help by being like by coddling that when it's like, listen, I think you've gone through some traumatic stuff, but we need to, you know what I mean? Like you need to talk with a
yeah,
professional about
yeah.
maybe how you're misrepresenting things or misremembering things because it's only going to make things worse for you to
I
harbor
mean,
those feelings and thoughts. You know what I mean?
that whole thing with like repressed memories is a pretty controversial thing in psychology anyway. I think it's the field itself, I think, is split 50-50 on how you handle that sort of shit. So so lay people like us are never really going to have a handle on it. But the only reason we're discussing it is because she let it go fucking public in the first instance. So it's become a conversation piece, which maybe isn't a bad thing when you look at it in the context. There's probably a lot of people googling bipolar and trying to find out about mental health and you know sexual assault and all that. But I think when
But
Sam went up there, you're right. He'd been triggered and he was in his little abused boy fucking frame of mind, and he went up there just to. He was talking for himself. He wasn't up there to talk for fucking Zuzu. He was just
boom,
expressing
exactly,
himself as I was hurt and this fucking hurt me, and he didn't really add
exactly,
anything.
exactly. And I want to touch on too, and it's funny, like Nunya, you know, some of like my backstory because
You're breaking
was
up, man.
crippled unfortunately with mental health problems. It's just it. Sorry, I was saying that I'm making a reference. I would made a reference of my mother because my family is crippled with mental health problems.
Okay.
It's a
Yeah.
very it's a it's a big thing in the United States right now. It's just a fact of the matter, right? And so
Mm.
I'm going to reference my brother here, who's doing much better. He had to go fully on into rehab, and he was a doctor shopper. He could pretty much get any pill under the sun, right? Um, but the thing that I hated about it, I was extremely liberal. This was back when I was in college, is that it just goes back to what you said about like I felt like doctors were doing what you just described in terms of like Googling symptoms and being like, "Oh, this is what it is," right?
Mm.
And it's like, "Oh, it's just this kind of like checkbox sort of mentality," and then then take this to fix that, right? Or you're put into this category. And I think people doing that in this case, right? I think is what could potentially make the issue worse, right? I think is what it comes down to. For people
Yeah,
to be like, I have no experience in this. All I know that the right thing is to do is just to believe, right?
yeah.
Is I think is hurtful, is
No,
potentially
yeah, no, I don't
non
think it's
beneficial.
productive either. I mean, that's my fucking view on it too. I mean, others will disagree, but it's the same with this fucking, you are the fucking gender that you believe you are, sort of thing. It's like, no, you fucking aren't. It's like you got to face reality if you're going to function in this world. And pandering to fucking delusions is, it's not going to fucking get you where you need to be. Ultimately, but I think the question is, what tactic do you use to coax people out of that delusion? I think that's the thing. It's like, what's the strategy that a counselor would use?
Yeah, and I think that's where it gets extremely difficult, right? That's
Mm,
where it gets extremely complex, and I have no idea what that answer is, right?
mm,
But to chastise everyone else, right, and be like, you're fucking vile and evil people, and you've exposed yourself
oh,
because
she's
because
just a
we
fucking shell.
and that's what I'm
She's
saying. It's like no one jumped on panel and was like, you fucking liar, you're
but did,
fucking full of shit, you're doing
did
this for the clout. No one did that.
did you notice that whenever there was a part of that conversation that we were having where we were being reasonable towards Zuzu, or questioning Damone's motives to why he put it up there, that she started talking over that bit and was referring to things that were happening down in the chat that, she fucking drew attention away from it, going, oh, look, you people stop fighting down there, ha, 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 Whenever
No, I did.
anyone said a reasonable comment, whenever one of us four said a reasonable comment, she'd try and deflect it away and then, wait for something controversial and then point out how we were all fucking disgusting and Edvidians again, It's like,
She's
fucking,
saying that again. Jesus, dude,
yeah, yeah, man.
that is the most
Fucking
cringe
sick,
fucking
pathetic,
thing.
man.
Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning, Tard
Damon,
Alert.
Good
you
morning.
fucking, you kicked something off with this one, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. I just came up here to ensure that Tele was actually going to go live today. Whenever you get off of
I'm
no,
gonna run out of time, mate. I'm gonna get some sleep.
fuck, fact.
Yeah, mate.
Why?
Tommy, well, I was going to go live, and you went live about 10 minutes before me. We
Oh,
Yeah,
both,
did you? Shit.
that's all right. I
yeah,
think we
yeah.
both had the same thought. I think someone needs to fill the gap, or people are going to drift away from this side.
Well, I see. I like TBS's WOG style streaming here with the
Yeah,
on the road again type shit, huh?
except he's speaking, so he's not really wog.
Yeah, exactly. Why?
Yeah,
Why?
y'all.
Well, why do you say fuck about Telly? Not like were you saying something for Telly's live that you can't say here?
Oh no, believe it or not, TBS, it's not actually about me this time. I enjoy Tele's lives. I saw that I was actually going to be awake for one, and then you come in, swoop in, steal his fucking time slot. I would actually like to. I would actually like to
You're
hear a
going to.
Tele live. Yeah.
Well, I'm here, mate. So what was your? I know you posted a little bit of a reply to people that had questioned what your motives were for putting that out there, and you were quite, I don't know, it seemed to be maybe a bit defensive. I thought you were, saying I don't give a fuck, which I think you probably do. But is it? Did you question yourself whether it was the right thing to do to put it out there at all? Did that cross your mind, or?
Well, I figured it would be a controversial to try and poke
Mm,
holes in the in the quote unquote survivor story of Cuckoo. So there's definitely a delicate situation to approach, and I think I did it about as delicate as it gets for
mm,
a drama channel such as mine. And
yeah.
all I really did was, say, "Yeah, I'm skeptical of this story," with a thumbnail,
Mm,
and then I just played her telling her own story, and it's up for the people to decide.
yeah. Fair
Um,
enough.
what's my take on it? My take, which can be very difficult to separate from what I post on my channel, which sucks, dude. Because if I could go back and do it again, I'd be an anonymous. But people know I have certain biases. I think that I think that unfortunately, it's likely she did suffer some abuse,
Mm,
but I think that she's clearly mentally ill and fabricating things and repressed memories, and then the fact that she has some mental issues that lend itself to extraordinary exaggerations or just outright
mm.
delusions.
Yeah,
Um,
it seems to be part of that
yeah,
bipolar fucking whole
right.
thing, doesn't it? Actually, I
And
read a little. Sorry, there's just. Sorry, I'll just jump in there
sure.
just because it relates to what you were saying. I read obviously on the back of this that there was it tended to be delusions, and can't remember the other word that they used, but effectively delusions were had been strongly associated in people with bipolar in children or kids that were abused as children, tended to have higher rates of incidence of suffering from delusions, which was kind of interesting.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Yeah.
seems like
No. Yeah. I mean, there's something there, but the fact of the matter is that if you're 8 years old and you're impregnated and you're 9, you make it to a hospital. Um, that's national news,
mm,
and as has been the case um, traditionally when this would happen. I think we even pulled up a news story of a 10-year-old was the last time. Uh, and there's a lot of things. She wasn't even necessarily convinced that this was true either. She
no,
had said something about how she's going to go to a doctor to see whether this is real or fake, meaning if it's delusions due to mental illness or this actually took place.
mm,
Um, I'm going to steal a line from Matt Dillahunty. He always says, "I want to believe as many true things and as few false things as possible."
mm.
And
Oh, yeah.
despite the situation being so delicate, the truth is more important to me.
Yeah, ultimately, I'd agree with that. I think it's just that clash, isn't it, when you've got the mentally ill world clashes with the real world, which I guess we're occupying, and it's you know how do you handle that when you're looking at it and you're going fucking. I mean, okay, let's not say this, but say something else which is obviously fucking wrong. Um, you know,
Yeah.
Well,
how do you
I think it
tactfully
also,
handle it
I
and
think it
honour
also
the
goes,
truth? You got to honour the
yeah.
truth, don't you?
Well, that's what
Yep.
I mean. But I also think that's a part of, you know, the place where it was brought up, right? And I'm not just saying, I'm just saying this community in general, right? Is like, unfortunately, and this is where I was kind of when I was monologuing about Spam and Nunya talking about it on that panel that day is like, I think then what you guys are talking about is more based in kind of reality, right? Is like the truth and like what's best. Whereas when it's on the other side and people want to use it as a point to be like, this is disgusting. Look at how bad these people are. We're the good ones. They're the bad ones. Why are they
Mm,
here? We're
mm,
here for the right reasons. They're here for the wrong reasons. That's where I'm like, God, if anything, I look at that as the disgusting act, right? Like, I understand that it's a delicate subject, right? But like when it's leveraged in a manner that's like to be used against someone,
Mm.
right, or a group of people, that's where I'm like, this is out of hand at this point. It
Yeah.
doesn't even have anything to do with that. But the fact that you guys are bringing that into the occasion, into the equation, it just doesn't. It just blows my mind.
Well, yeah, it's like exploiting something to
Yeah.
appear self-righteous. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what it was, wasn't it? It was like, I'm going to take this. I mean, if I was outraged by something like that, and I think it was harmful, that panel that we did was harmful, then I wouldn't fucking replay it and point at it and let more people know about it and, hurt more people. It's just, a convenient excuse to fucking try and take some sort of moral high ground. And the way she was fucking twisting things was just
Oh, you mean
embarrassing.
with? Yes, I thought that same thing, Telly. Actually, because I got to be honest. I try to listen to Nunya because it's very clippable content. I just haven't really had time to be sitting down and editing and stuff. But like, it's been tough lately because I gotta say, like in my opinion, she's just a rage baiter. Like she's just baiting people to rage, and like
Mm,
the extent that she goes with her how she twists things, and I think she knows, and I think a lot of her people know what she's doing, but it's like I can't even listen to
mm,
it because it just gets me. I'm just like it would make me want to be like, let me go live and address this, and then I'm like, that's not a fucking a normal thing to do, right? Like, and so
Yeah.
I
mm,
just don't listen. I don't listen that much, but I did pop into the recording of the one that you're talking about when she replayed you, me, and FCC and Bick, right?
mm.
And you know who's in chat the entire time is Zuzu, and I'm like, if this is was such, that's the first thing that
And,
came to my mind is like, if this is such a disgusting, vile act for these men to do this, right? Like, why are you replaying it, right? And then here's
yeah,
even the weirder thing that came up with it, right? When you got on panel, right? FCC was talking about it. You got on panel. Laura was in chat on her regular account, and then you got up and she's like, "Oh, disgusting! I'm leaving now. Bye." She leaves and comes back on her alt account because I guess she hears it differently on her alt account.
yeah,
You know what, man? This thing with the Zuzu thing, I think that my theory is also that you will get the proportional response from Nunya depending on how much you donate to her.
oh fuck yeah.
You know, how much
That
money
is
does
a
Zuzu give her?
I'd be interested to know how much money she sucks out of Zuzu.
Yeah, same amount she sucks out of Shelly shells.
you want
Yeah,
you want to know a really good point to go back and actually listen to that whole fucking the whole clip of when Zuzu's up there. This is where I'll give props to Zuzu. I will because Zuzu does not talk about her decoying and does not relate it back to her. I
mm,
think when she was previously a decoy, really ever. I've never heard her. You know, that entire panel who kept bringing it up was Nunya and Kat Reed. They're the
mm,
ones who kept bringing up the whole decoying thing.
yeah,
They're the ones who kept, again, to me, that's the disgusting and the really the cringe
yeah,
part of that stuff is like she's not even the one using that as a playing card.
no,
You guys are the one.
yeah, they're trying to claim it again as a high ground sort of thing, aren't they?
Yes.
These people attacking our catchers and decoys, you evil, nasty people.
Yeah.
But
I
she's
just feel like,
all right.
why are you guys the ones bringing it up? It just blows my mind.
You
And
know
none
something,
of
Telly? There was a time where I would have to agree with him. You know that these people that are sacrificing their time, in some cases their safety, deserve this exaltation. But having to gotten to know these people personally, it took a while, but that's since been that's my own delusion, buddy.
I think it starts off that way, though. I think it's like things develop over time. If you look at the community and what people were when they first started in it, I don't think they're the same people as they are now. Um,
Yeah,
some have gone probably more cynical and more focused on the cash and more obvious with it. I mean, now you look at Alex. He was hanging around YouTube. He saw YouTube as a way to get fame and exposure. Before he got into pred catching, he was sort of doing stunts and bullshit, and saw this as an opportunity. But he's sort of grown into it, and it's taken over more of it's become more of a calling to him rather than less of a calling to him. And I think the others have sort of gone the other way. Well, probably started the same. They've obviously seen it as a, I don't care what they say. That there's elements of fame. There's elements of being appreciated and exalted, which is attractive to you. I mean, it's nice to be pumped up. Plus, there's the opportunity to make money out of it. Plus, you're doing the right thing. It's like a win-win-win-win situation. If you can get it right,
But it's also, but here's the thing, and I want to is that so Spider, I'm not sure what I said just recently, but I said this earlier in the stream that Nunya, that's what I heard from Zuzu as well too, is that her repressed memories came from months ago, right? Um, and whether that was months ago or a year ago when she started with DAP, whatever it is. But what I'm saying is that Nunya, speaking for Zuzu, was like, no, this all happened. She literally just said this. This all happened because Big Moose, Big
Yeah.
Moose's comments about miscarriage. So just so we're on the same page, that's again that goes back to my point of like the like using it as a token of your argument is terrible.
Yeah.
It's fucking terrible.
Just to
weaponize
it.
Yes, exactly. And just to go back to your guys' point there is here's the thing, and we all know that there's tons of fucking drama communities. You found that one that you just played of Jeff, right, Damone? Like they're obviously all out there. Very similar sort of mentalities, right, to a certain degree. Of just like, people know their kind of their characters and their LARPs and stuff like that. And you got the people that are on panel, and you got the chatters, yada yada yada. But the difference is over here, it is the whole decoying and predator catching thing, right? That token, that sort of like piece changes everything, right? Because you can use it as like you can use it on the simple level like Nunya does, which is like they're not here for the kids, right? You can't really say that in a 1A community, right? You can't say that there. But then you can also use it, which again, Nunya did this, is and grandstand on it. I look up Preds for free, right? So like I think that's a massive part of this shithole is like this kind of out that you can use about like, oh, but they're a catcher. Oh, but they're a decoy. Oh, but they're doing OSENT shit. You know what I mean? And it really makes it interesting about how people, both like people jump on people's bandwagons and also how people justify their actions. You can even make the argument with the whole PHI thing, and which is something I want to spur about really quick, is that with the whole PHI thing about like her doxing people on her channel and shit like that. But I just want to make it clear, I don't know why this needs to be continued to be said. The PHI jumps on every fucking panel.
Sorry, I just saw a plane go over that bridge.
Did you see that? KLM? Yeah. I'm ready to Shipple. You guys see that? Dude, I'm glad you saw that. Yeah, it's wild, dude. Shipple's the biggest dude. You've been through Shipple, right?
Yeah.
Biggest airport in Europe. Yeah. So it's crazy. That's a tax. It's a one taxiway that it goes under. But that's funny. You saw that. Is that, dude? PHI has been going at every fucking panel. I might lose you guys, so I gotta get this out quick. Talking about like, oh, holding people's, relatives for what they're doing. No, what we're holding your feet to the fire for is standing up for something that, in every other case, you would not be standing up for, right? In every one of the Preds that she catches, she would not be like, I'm going to fight with them until they go through court. But in this scenario, she is. It has nothing to do with like, oh, I shouldn't say nothing, but it's not based in the fact that it's your son. I mean, obviously that's a fact of it, but it's the hypocrisy around the optics of it. That's the problem with it.
What do you think about people? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Because I was just.
What do you think about people believing Zuzu's outlandish story immediately? Yet PHI's son. Well, you got to wait and see.
Yeah, that was my fucking big one, and I went up to ask. Well, I couldn't go up on the panel, but I put that in chat for Sam Clinton to pick up while he was up there, because he was quite vocal about that. If you remember, like a month ago or whatever it was, when he was blasting PHI for her comments about there not being a victim unless there was a conviction. And that was very fucking valid to this case because obviously there's been no conviction, there was no court case. So how can Zuzu actually be considered a victim according to PHI? And Nunya has said fucking multiple times whenever I bring that up, she goes, "She never said that, Telly, you fucking creep,
Yeah, unreal.
weirdo." It's like, well, she kind of fucking did. That's why she was nominated for Loser of the Week for like 3 weeks in a fucking row. But yeah,
It's unreal. It's and yeah, like I'm gonna say it, even though the motherfuckers are gonna dox me, but it's the same thing. And I'm not saying people are innocent or guilty, but I'm just using the same logic. But I bring it up with the clown stuff as well too. When I brought it up about clown, what's Laura say? Laura's like, "Oh, well, that went through the case, and he wasn't charged, right?" And it's like, okay, but Ed wasn't charged, right? Ed wasn't found guilty for that. Oh fuck, the cops are
well,
like,
it's like, I mean, you go, how far do you go? I mean, you could say, because she brought up this thing about domestic violence the other night as well. And I thought, you've got fucking Cap sitting in your chat there, fucking bitching off again. And he's got fucking a history of DV fucking confrontations. Is she going to apply that to him as well?
But here's the point I wanted to make. Here's the point. Sorry, that cop got me all fucked up. Is that Laura says, well, no, like, well, no, he didn't get, it didn't go through, right? It's like, okay, well, think about it this way. Zuzu isn't necessarily accusing anyone, right? But her story's still valid, right? So then, what about the story that mother and child went to the police with? Is that not valid then? You see what I mean? Like, you can't, if
That'd
you're gonna
be
carry
a
what?
fucking that's murder.
What?
That's a murder
What do
charge.
you mean?
If the way that she delivered this baby full term, 9 months, and it had died due to a beating it sustained from her abusers, that's a murder charge. They're going to investigate
Oh,
that.
that's a good point. That's a good point. I didn't even actually think about that. That's
So
right. You're
what
right.
was that? What was that? What was the
He's
murder charge?
so is that what what Zulu had said was like, that these people, like, they held her up and would like punch her in the stomach to make sure she
Oh,
wouldn't get
okay.
pregnant,
Yeah,
right? And
yeah.
that after she gave birth, her stomach was like black, right? And that the baby was handed to her dead, right? And I never even
Mhm.
put this together, is that you're right, is like you couldn't just write that off, because at that point, like, they were even talking about this on the panel before in terms of mandatory reporting, right?
Yeah.
There's no way you could just be like, oh, it was a miscarriage, we'll chop it up as that. There's no fucking way. You're right,
Well,
it would be.
I'm gonna address one more thing, and then I'm gonna hop down. Ryan is all up in arms because he thinks that any 9-year-old. He goes, "How could you not believe the claims made by a 9-year-old of sexual assault?" Well, I would initially if I was dealing with a 9-year-old. Absolutely, I would, but not if I'm dealing with a 20-something in the middle of a manic episode.
On
I'm
a
not
shit
going to.
posting drag stream.
Yeah, that's not how that works, man. Those claims don't carry the same weight. Ryan,
I
not
think
to me.
just before you go, Domain, there's one thing that I'll just bring this back to. I think where this probably started from, which is NTF, because that's what I'm just thinking, like how the Nunya Knights would do it. What about NTF? Which is fair enough. There's two things in this. I mean, she's done a runner, and I missed exactly why she split, but I assume it was to do with that photo, which seems like there's a needle sitting there, and then the question is, okay, oh well, she's got kids around, and this is obviously inappropriate and dangerous. But my question to you guys is: do you really believe that she has a kid at home, or is she just
Oh,
fucking NTF?
oh, I want to participate.
Well, let me say let me answer, and then
Don't
I'll.
leave, faggot.
Dude, I'm tired, bitch. All
You're
right.
always so tired
Do
in the morning,
meth.
dude. Like, this guy's so. And then he gives me this story about, like, have you ever had kids? Do you know what it's like having kids? And I'm like, no, dude,
Yeah.
because I hear people like you. That's why I don't want to have fucking kids.
Well, then allow me to give you the same answer, TBS. I'll tell you what. You go to bed. You go to bed around 1:30 every morning, right? And then you wake up at 6 a.m. to get your children to the bus stop. So
That's
so
fucking.
for so for 9 months out of the year, your sleep is split in half, and then you come talk to me, you fucking Euro faggot bachelor cuck. Okay,
Okay, go ahead with what you
is
were
that
gonna say
fair?
about.
Is that
Yes,
fair?
okay, you fucking grump.
Okay, answer
Yes,
the
you grump.
question, dude.
Okay.
Fuck.
Shut up, junkie. You
Fucking
got a
whiny little
fucking junkie
bitch,
up here.
dude.
You could definitely answer what it's like to
I
fucking
will
bang
I
dope.
will answer all the fucking dope banging
Junkie
questions you
questions.
have, but right now we're asking about the fucking missing child, dude.
Okay, I want to hear what you got to say. I'm
Do I think
interested.
she has a child at home? Oh, that's tough, dude. I think she definitely does. I don't know if it's full time, but what I do know is that those syringes for to deliver medicine to kids, they go up to like on if you look on the back of the box, I think it goes from like all the way up to 8 years old, right? Then you
Hmm.
move on to regular over the counter pain relief, but um, so I don't. Does she have a child that young in the house to be using? If that is a medical syringe for dispensing medicine, is I stopped doing that with my kids 5 and under. You know, so I don't know, but we do have a certified junkie boy on panel that could probably get to the bottom of this. But it's good to talk to you, gentlemen. You all have a good day.
Wait, real quick, just to fucking. So you're saying
Fuck
that that syringe was not for kids? You would know that.
that. I don't think it was, but let me be the first one to say
Okay,
I don't know anything about syringes. I don't have experience with them,
okay.
so
So
I'm
do
talking
you
out of my
think
ass.
she's got a kid at home, Demone?
Yeah,
At
that
some
was the
point,
question.
I already answered that. At some point during the week, I don't know if it's full, if it's 24/7.
Okay,
Okay.
I'm
okay.
just unsure. You never hear them, which is fine, which is preferable.
And if she does have kids at home, do you think that then it does become a question for um, child services?
Nah, man, I would never get
Uh,
CPS involved in somebody's
yeah, that's
with
fucked.
just off
You
of
mean
internet.
you mean off the internet? Yeah, I was just gonna say
Yeah,
just to be
No, I'm
clear, off the
just saying with looking at that mess and syringe, if it was a syringe lying around.
if it's a syringe lying around and it can be confirmed that it's for banging dope, then you may have a case there. But if it's inconclusive, I don't
Mm.
believe you can't just calling CPS is a huge deal, dude. You can't just do it all willy nilly. You know?
Yeah, just for the just a quick side note here for the people in chat. Banging dope that means doing it with a needle.
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody knows that besides your stupid ass PBS.
No, there's people in chat that didn't know that.
Okay,
Yeah.
Damone, I hope you get into banging dope and ruin your life and die of an overdose.
All right. Thanks,
My
man.
God.
You it's good to talk to people who are not morons. Y'all have a good day. Peace
They're
soup.
gonna
Uh,
they're gonna
can-
fucking clip that. Be like, look how disgusting bad guy is this 50-year-old man talking about
oh,
overdosing.
there was I had to ask you that other question. You really want Nunya to die as well, do you, Damone?
Oh yes, because everything that I say on panel should be taken literally.
Yeah,
Eh,
yeah, I was thinking
Because
that.
let me tell you something. I am a horrific racist
Yeah,
with
yeah.
a black wife and biracial children. I'm a horrible racist that should be stopped. I'm a homophobe who is into trans chicks as well. I'll tell you what, you fucking retards. If you would look at my profile pic of the beautiful StreamYard duck with the SS hat on and the gay background should tell you everything you need to know about myself and my channel. Now, fuck off.
Yeah, get him. Disgusting human beings.
Wow. He's
Disgusting. Vile.
he's heading for he's going to get reported for making death threats. Well,
They just go and expose themselves. All right, bad guy. What's your take there, pal?
Uh, of the kid having thing. Okay, I was talking about this with somebody because we were talking about the needle situation, and here's my take on the needle thing. I think that was a needle for doing drugs. Um,
Okay.
some of the guys were arguing that it's too big. It's not one of the slim ones, and sure, but it can still be used for doing dope under desperate fucking measures. Um, but I don't think NTF fucking bangs dope or meth. Meth can also be shot up, by the way. And I
Wait.
don't think
I thought dope was meth. You saying dope? What then? What is dope?
typically you're talking about heroin, or I guess nowadays it would be Fetty.
Oh
But
Jesus.
yeah. Anyways, I don't think she shoots up. I do think she uses, and I've always thought this. I've just never like fucking cared. But I mean, there's signs, dude, like the dirty room, or like you know how when she goes really silent and she's just reading comments, and you kind of know she's just sitting there, just zoned out reading comments until somebody in chat
Yeah,
says like, "Wow, there's." Somebody in chat will
I've
be like,
seen
"Wow,
multiple
the
people
fucking
mention
dead,
that.
yeah, fucking dead air stream," or like, "Where'd NTF go?" And then all of a sudden she'll be like, "Oh, I'm back, people. I'm back. I wasn't here. Now I'm back." So I picture her like zoned the fuck out reading comments, and then she'll come across like a dead air comment, and she'll fucking snap out of it and be like, "Oh fuck, I'm streaming." Um, there's I don't know. There's it feels like she doesn't sleep. She works all night, then she's live early in the morning, then live again in the afternoon, then in every fucking panel. Um,
Yeah,
so
that that's that's
I've always
that's the
figured
one thing.
she's yeah.
That's
I've
the one
always
thing
figured she
I could pick
uses.
out. Yeah, that's the one thing I could pick out is the hours stuff. Is I'm just like that,
Yeah,
but I don't know enough about like that. I mean, it makes sense to me to zone it out, but I don't know enough about dope to know. I know like people become like zombies, but
yeah.
and then yeah,
My theory to why I think she smokes, oh, because I think she smokes. I don't think she shoots up. I think if anything, Rooster. Maybe the needle was Rooster's. Maybe Rooster shoots up. I don't fucking know. But I think she smokes, and the reason why I'm gonna tell you why is because of that shit she does, where she'll fucking just be silent, and then somebody else said too, like a lot of times she's silent, and then someone will ask her something, and it seems like she takes a breath before answering. Shit like that, right? And like if you think about it, remember who else would do that? Who else would go live and then
yeah,
stay silent and read comments? It would be Ed, which
yeah,
we know, and he's admitted to fucking doing meth, bro. So I picture her just
yeah.
silently fucking.
Let me ask you this: does like when you take a I don't know what you call it. What do you call it? A bowl hit? When you take a bowl hit of meth, um, the weird saying that is does it like automatically make you like zonk to like does like because is that what you're saying, like you kind of like you take it and it would kind of make you like is it kind of like this is gonna be, I know this makes me sound really stupid, I just don't know, but like is it like salvia style, like does it like you take it and then you're kind of like zonked and then
Yeah,
you know
yeah, and the thing is also is when you smoke meth, you're constantly fucking smoking meth. It's like smoke, 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 smoke. It's not like when you shoot up every fucking couple hours or whatever the fuck.
why, because it lasts longer when you shoot up.
Yeah, because you're not gonna be fucking shooting up constantly. I mean, like every fucking 5 minutes. Um, and it's like when you smoke it, you're just smoking, 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 smoking. Um, so yeah, I think she uses, dude, and it's like never been a fuck. Like I'm not, especially me. I was a fucking junkie. I'm not one to judge. The question gets to when it comes to the whole kid thing, right? Um, which I don't know. I personally, I'm starting to fall into the idea that maybe her kid doesn't live with her. So maybe she doesn't have custody. I don't fucking know. Because it is weird. Somebody mentioned once that it's weird how like everybody in this community who panels who has kids, at one point or another, you've heard the kid. You've heard kids make noise. Kids are never that silent, right?
That is true. That is very
Yeah,
true.
and
Yes.
then I think it was I think it's PatCon or somebody that will like mention every time she's like, "Oh, I gotta go take my kid to the bus stop," or "I gotta go pick up my kid." I think PatCon once was like, "Dude, why do you always do this like at a different time? It's never at the same time. Like, does he fucking leave school at different times? What the fuck's going on here?" Little shit like that.
Mhm. I think what she's gonna some fucker's gonna ring Child Protective Services on it. I can guarantee that. I mean, it's not something.
Which would suck, dude. I
Really?
mean,
You think so?
I think someone will fucking do it for sure. I've
yeah,
got
this
no
place
doubt.
is disgusting.
You know, mate, the moralizing fucking high ground people that'll, you know. I mean, it's pretty easy, you know. If there's a kid that's at risk, and you know, there's a needle there, and there's a kid in the house, and that filth and so on. I'm surprised no one's fucking done it already, to tell you the truth. But I think
Oof, yeah.
that'll be the last straw. Otherwise, it's like, what's the point of all the bitching about the fucking filth and everything? Okay, she lives in a fucking pigsty. It's like, and we get the point. We fucking heard it. We know it. You know, unless you're going to do something about it, why keep fucking bitching about it, fucking week in and week out in chats and on fucking panels? You know, I think someone will fucking do it. I mean,
Yeah, but doesn't it? But it takes
sorry,
it
as a
takes a
tip to
process, right?
NTF. As a tip to NTF, it's you probably need to get your shit together because someone's going to be knocking on your door if you have got a kid. I'm pretty sure someone's going to do it. I'm not saying it fucking definitely won't be me for sure. I mean, I'm not going to do it, but I can see somebody fucking would.
Fuck. Shit just got kind of heavy there. Fucking.
Well, I've just been a realist, you know. It's just
No,
fucking,
trust me. I don't. Dude, I don't. I'm not hard. I just. You're right. 'Cause now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, you're right. I mean, even if whether it's for, I say it with the Jeff stuff. I remember the
well,
girl.
exactly. It's welfare checks on Jeff, you know. It's like, who's not
Yeah,
going to do
exactly.
welfare check on a kid, you know?
And the crazy thing is, if you guys remember, I don't know if you guys were in chat. It was really kind of late. It was when that welfare check shit went down because we didn't know if it actually went down until Damone posted the shit, right? But it
Mm,
was like this random girl that was like she came up on panel. I don't think it was that Landon chick, but it might have been that Landon chick if you guys remember that. Um, but she was the one in chat like, does somebody have Jeff's information? Because I'm going to call in a welfare check, and I'm pretty sure she's the one
mm,
that did it. So like the
right.
thing is like. I think you're right in terms of being a realist, and the fact of the matter is that it could even be
Well,
somebody that is not even that you're not even expecting.
mate, I can point a finger at a person who's sitting in chat now that I think would do it. John Gotti, aka the good guy sitting down there. Him and his fucking crew would do something like that for sure. Just so that they could get the fucking, then they'd go and get the bloody video footage from the fucking, from the cop and play it on a fucking screen. Those cunts would do that, wouldn't you, John Gotti? You and John Davis and your counsel.
So yeah,
They've done
I
shit
would
like that. I
I
mean,
would
the
hope
things
that
that those
whoever
cunts have done.
I would hope that whoever does it is doing it out of actual good faith. Like they're
Yeah.
willing to. I don't know anything about this stuff. So like, I don't know if you can, if you can do it anonymously, right? And like be, what am I trying to say? Like active in whether it's the investigation or whatever. But like, I hope it's somebody like that that is like willing. If they're gonna do it, they're like willing to.
Well, I
What is
just,
this gonna be?
Matt,
Do it with their
Matt,
chest.
Matt just said that he's actually heard her kid.
Okay.
So yeah,
mm,
I
Yeah,
don't
but
have.
with this conversation, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the best thing, right? Obviously, the best thing would be that she does have her kid. She does not use any
And
fucking
if that's the
drugs
case,
or
then people are going to be
rooster.
like, "Oh, well, now we can confirm that there's a kid there. I need to call." You know what I'm saying?
yeah. Um, But that, I mean, if you listen to all the grandstanding that they've been doing over there, which has been, NTF didn't call the cops when, secondhand she heard that somebody was playing with their fucking stepdaughter's ass, and she didn't call the cops on that. How fucking
What's your
horrendous.
theory on that, Kelly?
I think it's bullshit. I don't think that ever happened. I think she invented that story as part of her when she came in.
You think all of it from start to finish is all bullshit?
Yeah, I think it's all bullshit. And
I'm with you.
She's stuck in it and she can't get out of it, and it's just gotten worse for her.
Yes, exactly. And it was just a story. Yeah, exactly. And that was like one of the things that she could say like that she was not lying about during that. Like I said during my live stream months ago when it first happened, like I feel like it was just a spiral of stories, and then when shit came out, that was the easiest one for her to, be like, oh no, but I wasn't lying about that one too. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then it came down to this, I don't want to be a snitch, because she thought that was the right thing to say, because being a snitch was a bad thing, but she hadn't thought it through. It was just sort of all cascading out of her head.
You guys stay in here real quick. I gotta end this car rental. I might dip out. Just stay in here.
Yeah, fuck off.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Nigger.
It seems it seems like there were a lot of those fucking stories, right? That would make her look like the stories were designed to make her look like a fucking hero, or like a great person, for this community.
Yes, exactly. Like that's exactly what I said during my stream, was that it seemed like she was creating stories that it made her feel like it was necessary, like she was needed, you know what I mean, in the community, to become a catcher, to, you know what I mean, to like, she sees things around her like she's needed. That was my take on it. And I just think it just makes sense to me that if the first one was bullshit, which we know it was, then.
But this was all about the same time, wasn't it? I seem to remember.
It was the total same time. It was exactly. They were right on. They was so on. Let me put it this way: it was so on top of each other that people mainly got the stories mixed up between the catch and the witnessing thing.
Sorry, mate, you faded out then. I missed what you said.
Yeah, he said that both that one and the fucking catching story were at the same time, so people were getting confused with each other.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we all fucking did. That's why that thing about we're just revisiting it. We weren't paying attention at the time. It's just such a load of bullshit. Because I mean, even I remember it being all happening, and I've got a shit memory. But I remember. When she came in, I just remember there was a lot of, invention of stories, trying to position herself as a potential catcher, and looking for advice, and obviously she was trying to get some fucking cash out. Well, it's the same thing, it's that win-win-win-win situation. You get accolades, you get praise from people, plus you can get some cash, plus you get, you can build a YouTube channel. There's no downside to it if you can get into it. And it's just attracts the wrong sorts of people as well as the right sorts of people, unfortunately.
And let's not forget. Go ahead.
Is that this Spurgalicious fucking retard remix just came in, but the retard made a good point. Is that what was Nunya? Do you guys see Nunya like she like looked up her neighbor or something like that, and she was like, "Oh, this is the guy's in prison." I didn't really understand that, like how she.
Nunya doesn't look people up. Nunya doesn't look people up. How would she fucking know that? I mean, I wouldn't trust anything. I mean, she probably, I don't know whether she's capable of doing that. Yeah, but she showed someone with a criminal record. I wasn't paying much attention.
Yo, let's not forget also NTF's biggest fucking crime yet. She fucking banned me yesterday, dude.
Yeah. Did that actually happen, or was that? Yeah.
She banned me. I don't know why. I was being fucking nice to everybody, like always, and she banned me. And then I went up on panel. I went up on panel and I was like, "You fucked up, dude." I was like, "Now And now I'm gonna go join FCC, dude, and we're gonna fucking destroy you. And then immediately she rage quit and deleted her channel.
The funny thing was that like it was like a one of those a scene in a movie with like a mobster, you know, and like the mobster's like, I'm coming after your fucking family next, you know, and they're just like, oh! She did not know. She had no idea what to say, you know. I was just like, Jesus.
Yeah. How long do you guys think till she's back? So her channel's reinstated and she's streaming.
Oh, she's going to have to change something. She's going to have to. Has he got a little fucking basket? Oh, for fuck's sake!
This fucking faggot, dude.
Back on the bike, baby.
I hope you
least it-
eat shit, bro.
I
At
got the
least it's.
dad shoes. I got the
At
dad shoes
least
on
it,
today.
no, look, his basket matches his basket matches his jeans. I'm surprised he hasn't got tassels hanging from
Yeah.
his handlebars.
Hit the little bell. We don't care about your ugly ass shoes. Hit the little bell. Fucking fag, dude. So how long till she reactivates her chat? Because it's not the come on, let's be real. She did not delete it. She's done this before. We've been here before, chat. She
Yeah.
just deactivated it. She'll be back. I think by latest end of day tomorrow.
Do you think?
I think at the very latest, yeah, if she doesn't go live today.
Yeah, just as like an inner response to something. You know, she'll. Yeah, you're probably right. I don't know. I'd like to give her longer, but I couldn't see her lasting a week. I'd give her a couple of days, maybe, if she's serious. Hey, what was that she came up with? Did she invent that somebody called her a pedophile so that she could try and relate to FCC? Or did somebody?
Shit, I don't know. I missed that one.
I think it must have been. I caught that yesterday in that stream. She was going on about, oh, someone called me a pedophile, and now I know how FCC feels. It seemed like
She did say something like that. You're right.
trying to get
Who
close
did? Who
to
called?
FCC.
Who called her a pedo?
Got no idea.
That's funny. That's funny.
Isn't it cold down there without socks, mate? What's the temperature down there?
I just got back on. No, it's
All right, chat.
it's,
I just got to the gym, faggots. So I'll be in chat.
oh, look at somebody's talking about going to the gym. You guys let everybody know you're going to the gym.
Bro, you got your jeans are cut off above your ankles, and you're on a bicycle with a basket on it. Shut up.
They're not. They're tailored. They're tailored for people.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, Zuzu called everyone a pedos over here. But
Yeah, that was not the that
Can't
was
see
not
it.
the best response.
kind of to be expected. But I don't know why she would take that personally. Or maybe she was called it. I don't know. But I mean, who gives a fuck what's coming out? Yeah, you get called pedo all the fucking time these days by idiots.
It's, yeah, it's commonplace around these parts at this point. It's just yeah, what you know what kind of blew my mind. It doesn't blow my mind, but it's just a common theme around this place. It's just
You're still there, yeah.
the worst it could possibly be. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
even NTFs yesterday with this like needle stuff. Like I didn't really know what was going on. I heard her spurring and I didn't really see the picture or anything like that. But then like the best response is not to be like, that's what I'm saying. Of like, you get that in your head. You're like, I should go live and address this. The best response is like not to go live and be like, oh, you people, I don't care about you. It's like, well, you did go live to tell us, to fuck off.
Yeah. It takes a bit of time, though, doesn't it? It takes a bit of time to get used to being called something because you think that's not true. I fucking got to defend myself about that lie. And then after a while, you sort of don't worry about it so much. But I mean, depending on, I guess what it is that you're accused of this time. But I remember to start with when people started just fucking inventing things and calling you things that it used to fucking get to me. Certainly a lot more than it does now.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. Yeah, I would say the same as for me as well too. And it's like, oh, I got to make a video and prove them wrong and shit like that. And at this point, I mean, but I think it's, it's funny because Nunya's the one, there's that famous clip of her when she's with PHI and they're talking about the boy server and whatnot. And she's like, she's like, and they want us to show truth when we're the credible ones.
Yeah.
And really, the fact of the matter is like, I think there's certain people around here, not even saying myself, but I think there's like certain people around here that do carry credibility for like when they've, made a statement about something, they had receipts or they justified it in a certain manner that
Mm,
made them credible. And then there's people, and I'll just say it, like Nunya, who her credibility is just literally replaying an entire stream and
mm,
just shit posting on top of it, right? she's not
yeah.
she's not referring back to, oh well, they said this at this date, here's a
No.
clip, or even just like they said this. It's more so just like, oh, you disgusting piece of shit,
Pedo, Edvidian.
problems.
Yeah.
Yeah, that whole thing. And it's like at a certain point,
Disgusting.
somebody just picks up on that. You know what I mean? Ryan's the same
Yeah.
way. Ryan, his little thing that he goes up on panels and is like, oh, yeah, I just don't really understand. So they're saying that like we're the disgusting ones, like
Mm.
they're the disgusting ones, and
What?
Nundy's like, yeah, they are, and it's like, what are you talking about? You know what I mean? Like, what, like, can you reference something?
I was saying, it's just getting back to this NTF thing. I think someone else said it before, but it sort of stuck with me, which is, whatever she is, and okay, she's, I don't know, varying degrees of fucking truth and exaggeration and who knows what. But I think it might have been the bad guy said at one point that she's basically harmless, though. She's not, you know what she is. She's not fucking grifting for fucking money and, telling you sob stories day in and day out or pretend. Or she came in trying to pretend to be a catcher to get fucking cash, I think. But, it didn't work out for her. Whereas, there's other people that, are clearly doing that and still fucking just here for the fucking money, which is, okay, good for them if they can get it. But, their gain is somebody's loss. But, with NTF, it's like, okay, she's a bit of a fucking lull cow and she lives in a fucking pigsty and it's disgusting and all that. But, that's her problem. It's not fucking the community's problem so much.
Yeah.
Unless you want to roll, there's a kid in there and then it becomes a questionable fucking lifestyle that But
Which
again,
I think it goes back to what Damone was saying. It's like that's not something that I am going to.
what do you do about it? Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's not something that I'm going to act upon, especially when it comes to like authorities and stuff like that. Without concrete. Yeah, obviously, if you heard somebody like beating the shit out of their kid on a fucking live
Yeah.
stream, that's a
Yeah.
different story, right? But like under speculation, like no, I would have to draw the line at that point and be like, no, I'm not just gonna. But I do agree that like that's the way I've always, I don't hate NTF, but yeah, it's not like NTF is Mrs. Credibility, and I'm like, oh yeah, what she says, and like, if anything, it's been kind of funny I think it's funny to see how she evolves and kind of learns to deal with the internet because I
Yeah.
think she is pretty harmless and she's not very good at it, and she takes one step forward and two steps back.
Yeah.
Exactly. She's like, I don't think she's one to be like, when she gets pissed off, she kind of gets like how Nunya should have just stayed. Of like, she kind of gets ghetto like she did the other day. If she's like, I'm about this life. Like, I'll come fight you, But I don't see her
Mm.
being like, give me their fucking information, right? I'm gonna post it
Yeah.
all over
I'm
fucking.
gonna dox you.
Exactly.
I'm
So
gonna
that's why I've never
research
really.
your family and post pictures of your fucking house.
Yes.
And
So
look up
that's
your
why I don't
neighbors and shit.
yes, that's why I don't have a problem with NTF, is that's the difference. I mean Nunya's been even getting worse about it. I mean, most of my clips from back in the day was her doing that stuff. When I can dox every fucking one of you, and when I do, it's gonna be, you're gonna know it's fucking doxed. Like it ain't gonna just be here on YouTube. And now
Yeah.
she's back with that stuff. She's been threatening to like ruin mine and Damone's lives.
Yeah.
It's just it's you know what I mean, and at that point it's like that's why I don't back those people, because it's like you're not
Yeah.
you're not
I mean,
even arguing in the same arena.
but that thing about, I mean, she's obviously found somebody so she knows where NTF lives, so she knows his name. Probably got that information from Savvy, I'm suggesting. So she's found somebody that lives as a neighbour, so somebody who lives in the vicinity, maybe in that same hotel block, who's got is a registered sex offender. So this, of course, must be the person that fucking abused the child. But if you're living in that kind of environment, you probably find that, I don't know, there's probably more than fucking one RSO living there. There's probably a lot of fucking people with
Yeah,
criminal records that
that's
are
actually really
fucking
fun.
living there. It's
Yeah,
just
it's
so.
actually really funny that you say that, because when Nunya made that comment, or somebody made the comment about NTF showing the front door, right, of her place, and it was on her stream, and I was like, oh, well, that's TBS playing field, right? So I went back and I looked for it, and yeah, I just saw that she took the camera out and showed like the front of her place, right? And I took a screenshot of it and put it in the voice server, and bad guy had a good comment where he's like, oh, that's not that bad. Like, in terms of
Mm,
the place, he was like, that just seems like, yeah, like a converted motel in a not so great part of town. You know what I
mm,
mean?
mm.
Which goes back to just what you're saying. It's like, yeah, byproduct that there probably is a lot of those people, right?
Yeah,
In that area. And the thing is that there's probably other kids in that area,
well,
unfortunately,
exactly.
because
Yeah,
when people's finances are tied to that, right? It's like that's
but
where
just
that's where they're stuck,
sorry,
unfortunately.
I'm just saying that Nunya's fucking abilities to draw fucking two completely irrelevant facts together and turn it into a fucking story. It's like, oh, this must be the fucking person that abused that child that she didn't want to fucking turn in. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
So,
it's probably a
do you know what?
bullshit fucking story in the beginning, and you've just happened to find something that fits with that. You know,
So is that what it was? I
I'm,
wasn't
I'm
was
pretty
finding
sure.
my mic.
I'm not 100% certain, but I think that's what it's fucking. That's what she's playing now. It's just fucking, and that's what this idiot came in before and made that comment about it. Where is it? Maybe not an idiot. Maybe I misunderstood.
Oh
Who's
yeah.
that?
So here I found the comment. So it's different NTF neighbor. That's an RSO. So that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm trying to get where that came from. Is that
But yeah,
like
because
did
Nanya showed some
I
criminal,
saw that?
someone with an RSO criminal record that lives in the vicinity. So the conclusion is that it must be the same person that abused the fucking child that horrible NTF refused to fucking turn into the police
Our
because
channel
she's
is
not for
back.
the kids. It's just like, fuck off.
But
It's
here's the thing. But then this is why this is what it comes down. This relates back to the Juju thing. And again, I'm gonna sound like a nerd, and everyone. This is where I come off as a pompous asshole. But this is how I connect things. Is that I've said this before that my degree is in science, right? I base things in logic and reason, and
mm,
the basis of that, it actually goes back to what Johnny's list was actually making a comment of what's truth. That's actually something that's discussed in science pretty often, right? Like
mm,
what is the definition of truth? Because a lot of times it's just a collective agreement. But
mm,
but is that um in this case is like skepticism is a big thing in science as well too, is questioning, right? Is being skeptical of a claim or a theory, right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's important, like this is where I think everyone needs to be better, is like when Nunya's doing that and is like showing this, the question becomes, my skepticism comes, like you can see Remix say, so it's definitely not him, Telly, check, you know what I mean? Like it's
Well,
like,
it's
no, well,
yeah,
let's
it's stupid
dissect it a
fucking
bit.
thing to
Like,
say.
what did she do? So did she get her address and then search the RSO list and put the map?
Well. First of all, you've got to say, did the event actually happen? Community Remix, or was it just a fucking invention? So
Yes, but
let's
even
start there. We
downstream of
don't
that,
even
but even
fucking
downstream of
know
that, like
that.
how did she find that guy, right? Because the thing
See
is
what's
that,
that? See the comment under that. The bad guys comment.
yeah, no, I said that out loud.
What
I
did
said
you?
that
Oh,
yeah, her channel's back. That's so funny. Like, and the stuff like that, like why people are get so like that's everyone gives me shit about the stoicism. You used to give me a bunch of shit about the stoicism stuff. The
no,
stoicism
I
stuff,
just yeah. I mean, I fucking quite like that stuff, but I know
it's
I
just
can.
it's what it is regulating your emotions, not being.
Yeah,
That's where the red pill fucks all these kids up these days. They're like, you don't
yeah,
have any emotions. That's untrue. It's regulating and understanding your emotions.
yeah.
But but no, that's, but I agree, Telly. Like, yes, first question, if it even happened, right? Which I'm skeptical about. I've been like that from the jump. But then B, when Nunya's coming out with that information, like, take me from point A to point B of how you got there. Did you get her address and then just use the common thing that we have in the States of
Okay.
looking at the RSO map and
All
saying,
right.
oh,
So,
look at,
I'll just interrupt you there. Matt's saying that it was NTF that exposed that guy on her community page a year ago. So it wasn't
oh my God.
Nunya. So Nunya's got it from fucking NTF. So apologies, Nunya. It wasn't you. She didn't want to snitch, says it all. Yeah, it says that it was a fucking badly
But
thought
but
out
but, but Matt, was that
community room.
on her community post? Did it say this is the guy that I saw do that? You know what I mean? Like, this is the guy in question, is what I'm asking. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't know. Community remix. Why don't you speak fucking English so that people can understand what it is that you're saying, idiot? But yeah, I mean, the thing is, like you say, you can have a couple of data points, and you can make them fit to some sort of story, you know, and then you can make them fit to another story or another story and another story. I mean, I guess it's what police do, isn't it? When they're trying to build a theory around with the evidence that they've got, trying to solve a murder. You know, they know that somebody was killed. They know that this happened. They know that they've got a weapon. And then it's a question of, okay, was this person around? And you need more than just 2 fucking points of data to be able to make a fucking story. But these fuckers,
Yeah.
they just jump at some, you know, come up with a story which fits their feeling, and it must be true. There's no other possible explanation for it. It has to be this, you know, and fucking run with it.
It's completely. See, Matt says it's a completely different person. Oh my God. Look at this, Sam's Clegg, which again, this is somebody that has credibility. Like, when he makes a comment about something, he usually is not outlandish and like making huge groundbreaking comments, but he's like, no, you said this. And then when he says that, he typically has a fucking timestamp. So like, I give the guy credibility. So when he comes into my chat and says the RSO guy is the sister's husband, MTF mentioned it on stream, which I heard her mention it yesterday on stream. So like, now you have people, and I'm putting responsibility on me first, but if I saw it this way, I'm sure others did. But when I watched that, and I'll have to go back and watch it, but I'm putting the responsibility on me, is that it seemed like Nunya was alluding to the guy that she didn't report was that guy. And look at how terrible this guy is because he has all these reoccurring charges and she didn't report him.
Yeah,
That's how I interpreted that.
That's my impression of it.
But now, if they're saying no, she's calling out her sister, right? And is like, this is the guy, and this is why I'm calling her sister. That is a perfect example of like manipulating it completely.
Yeah, I'd have to go back and you know, look at what Nunya fucking said,
I
because
do too.
if that's absolutely what she's saying, RSO guy is NTF's sister husband. It's not the guy that was fucking implied in the story. But I don't know whether fucking Nunya was saying that.
Chat's saying the same thing. So, but I agree. I'm gonna keep. I'm not dragging anyone. I'm gonna go back and see how Nunya presented that. That is what I'm gonna go back and see, because that is a perfect example of what we've been talking about this whole time. Is even in that case, right? Is taking that and being like using that against them, right? And it's, what do they say? It's like there's, you know, when
so we got to be careful. We got to be careful here not to do the same thing against Nunya, though. You know, because maybe we got it fucking wrong. Maybe Nunya didn't. You know, give her the benefit of the doubt. Maybe she didn't.
You heard me say that. I said the responsibility's on me right now. I said the way I got the impression is this. I will go back and look at it. It seems like a lot of other people, that's the impression they got, but I need to go back and look at it. So I did do that already.
Fair enough. Yeah, I missed it. I was reading through comments. I find it hard to walk and chew gum. It's not good for me to read comments and try to listen to someone talking. So.
No, it's tough. But anyways, I got to shut this thing down anyways.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you got everything?
Actually, there was someone asked, no, fucking, I can't do it.
What?
That's all right. I'll leave it.
What?
Oh, no. It was a question. It was a question about. It was about the Zuzu thing. And did she mention what happened to the baby in her repressed memory after they took it?
Yes.
Did
Yes.
she?
She says from the statement that she made during it is that all she remembers is a small bundle of stuff draped in something blue that was handed to her and said they said what she says is they said um that your baby is dead, so you better say goodbye or you won't have another chance to say goodbye.
I don't know. But she didn't say what happened to it after that.
No, in fact, she said, "I want to find out what happened to my baby."
Okay.
That's what she said.
So she
She
wants to find. So that that would
yes.
make sense that she'd want to find out because it's a bit of a sort of gap there in what happened to it. Mm. Then
Who
where they
knows? Like I
got
said,
tracked and,
I stand by 100% what I said in terms of like I'm not calling the woman a liar. I think that she has some serious mental health stuff going on, and I do not think that people gassing her up and coddling that because I've dealt with this firsthand is a beneficial thing, right? I think that
mm,
there are professionals, especially when it deals with stuff like trauma, that you should be having these thoughts and working these things out with, not Sam Clinton Network or Nunya Ghetto Business at all. Those are not the two organizations that I would reach out to.
yeah, yeah. I mean, Sam's bloody thing that it happens all the time where survivor stories aren't believed and the system fails them. It's like, yeah, mate, but
Here's the irony, Telly, and
seriously,
I'm glad you brought that up. Here's the irony. Days before, he's on his own stream and he brings up clown and false accusations. And then he gives this whole story about this professional guy that got slandered by false accusations and how that it does happen, right? So like
mm,
these are the things I pick up from Sam, right? Is
yeah,
like it's what suits the
yeah,
pandering.
yeah,
It's what suits the pandering to feed
yeah,
his ego, to feed his image. It's not so much of like, which is really strange to me because I know Sam's a pretty smart guy and he likes debating, right? So you'd think that a guy that's somewhat intelligent and thinks he's good at dialogue would more so not like pander to what's the easiest thing to make myself look good. You know what I mean?
but it's that thing. Is like, okay, if you're my friend and you are like accused of a crime, then I'll believe you. But if you're a victim and you're a friend of mine, then I'll believe the victim. I'll
Yes,
believe that
yes.
you're a victim. That's and we all fucking have that tendency. But I guess it just becomes so fucking obvious when you're watching, you know, them or fucking watching us and us watching them. It's like we can say instances where this person's been accused of something and you're supporting them, and then the other side of the things you say believe all fucking victims. It's like you can't have it both ways. It just doesn't fucking work. You can't have
That's what I'm
believe.
trying.
Yeah,
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's exactly what I wanted to chat when you started it. You went to chat, and then I followed you in there. That's exactly what I was saying. Is that
yeah,
I made a really witty comment that I'll say on my own that I'm saying it's witty. Is that I was like, listen, Nunya, I'm just trying to find out where like where's the line of who to
yeah,
question and who to not, right?
yeah.
Where to be critical and where to be not, because it seems like Nunya is that line. She's the one that we must go to, right?
Yeah, it's believe all victims
They're in Zoom.
unless the accused is my friend. I
Yes.
think that's how it works. I think that's the rule that we play by. Anyway, mate, good talking to you.
All
Um,
right.
we're
Yeah,
going
I
to jump.
appreciate that. I felt like it was good that we got people to be able to speak freely in chat, say what their opinions were, and some people on panel to actually have a panel for once. That was nice.
Yeah, yeah, it was actually. Yeah, good to talk. All right, mate. Catch you
All
later.
right, appreciate
See
you.
you.
All right, party people. So, little TBS panel. I honestly, to say the truth, like because I don't have a ton of time to be editing and stuff, I may provide more like earlier morning platforms for this. I'm not going to do it consistently. I'm not going to fucking just go and uh replay shit over and over to like shit post on top of it. I would much rather do shit like this to kind of start a fucking dialogue. So um yeah, I think it's kind of what's needed as opposed to this just kind of like bullshit uh kind of bullshit streams we've been having. And Dub, you're such a little loser, dude. You're so fucking weird. Like you're the biggest spurg I know. And no one's using her illness to slander Nunya. Nunya put it on her fucking um to put it on her channel. Let it run on her channel. I'm on StreamYard right now, you retard. I'm on StreamYard right now. I could shut this down. Cat Reed got on the StreamYard and said she was on her fucking account. She could shut it down. She didn't. And then she chose to spend the last 2 days um reigniting it, even though it was so traumatic for people to be talking about it. So no, it was brought to the public square. I'm going to discuss it because I do think it's an important matter. Um, because what's the downside? The downside is watering shit down, right? Of like when people do come have their own messages, their own stories, uh, watering that shit down because for whatever different reason, whether it's mental illness or the other 20 reasons people might be bullshitting about it, it's not a healthy thing to do. And I think, Dub, that you should be answering for your actions because you told us that you were never in Zoom, and I played a clip with your cringe ass, fat ass voice in sitting in Zoom. You fucking weirdo. We caught you. We caught you. Oh my gosh. Dub, I had to explain this to PHI the other day. The other day. Let me explain something to you. Okay, so the globe, it's round, right? Okay? It's round. The earth is round. And what we did years back is that we created these time zones, okay? They run north to south, okay? These time zones, right? It's very political, believe it or not, but they're still time zones. And how those work is that I'm actually ahead of time of you, okay? So like I think pretty sure you're mountain time. So like I'm 8 hours ahead of you in time. Now, let me just make this clear really quick for you, bud. Strap your helmet on because this is going to blow your mind. Even though I'm 8 hours ahead of you, that does not mean I know who's going to win Thursday night football 8 hours before you do. Okay. We're still on the same thread. We're still on the same line of time together. When it comes to time zones, I'm ahead of you. Okay. Does that make sense? Oh, are you going to come to Vegas too? No, I'm not in Vegas. I leave shortly. But no, um, no. So yeah, so that's really how that works. So please, Dub, I know you're gonna send me some like bets. You want me to like help you on bets and stuff. That's not gonna happen. It doesn't work. The world doesn't work like that. Um, I hate to break it to you. So yeah, party people. Glad to have you. Thank you for coming for the meltdown of TBS. It was fun. And I think we'll see how things play out. Good to see the shit post and the spur that comes from Nunya here. I look forward to it. Love to see you in there. Um, saying you're not in Zoom while you're in Zoom sucking farts out of Nunya's ass. All right, hey, you guys have a great day.